what happened last session?
You're asking the wrong person here. I wasn't even here for last session.
Well, that makes you the best person to recap.
Something,
Obviously.
something, detective,
Thing, stuff,
something.
something, stuff, and things.
Oh wait, hold on. I think I have notes about specific session. Yeah. So if I remember correctly, we were at Davina's house, and then the detective came in to talk to Davina's and kind of did a little interrogation. That Davina asked John Javier to act like a lawyer for her. And they both went to a room. They talk a little bit, answer some questions, try to appeal his innocence. This is all about the guy that Umbra killed in the casino.
Allegedly.
In the hotel. Yeah. There was no proof, so he didn't have much. But the little that he had, Divina was able to snatch from his notebook without him realize that. And then later, John Javet buried on the tunnel that led to the princess quarters.
You stole his whole notebook, if I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, get fucked, detective.
And if I remember, there was some good chunks of information in that the guys read before burying. But yeah, the detective also tried to follow us, but luckily Davina managed to like do some magic stuff, some illusion, and lose the detective.
He rolled very
Who
well.
Yeah, and he fell on that wall, and we just get away with it. Then we went to the Reed's mansion to talk to Elias and ask a little bit about the situation in the mansion, and we discovered that every night there's a kind of like a get together with a lot of seemingly important people doing God knows what. And the Bad Reed River uh, is a part of it. And since we are investigating, we thought, why not stay for the little reunion and see if we can gather any evidence, if we can discover anything. So we made an excuse to go to Elias' room and wait down till the nightfall for us to play detectives. I think that was pretty much it.
It was indeed. Elias returns to his um, tasks around the manor as you all wait for nightfall. Is there anything that you want to do?
Give me a minute to think.
I had to sneeze 80 million times, and now I will also take a minute to think.
It's hard to think when you're sneezing that much.
Okay, so did Elias say that we have to stay in the room, or we could like when
He
they're
recommended for the element of surprise that we not be seen by anybody. So if you're not stealthy, probably yes, stay in the room.
so can I suggest Umbra to like look out for trapdoors or any like place that they could escape if something goes bad happens, they're like, whoa, escape without the use of magic because they probably teleport here.
Sure. Would you be happy to do that, Umbra?
Yeah, I think Umber would want to snoop around anyways.
Are you staying in the room, or are you like snooping around the whole manor?
I think the idea was to go snoop around the entire manor.
Cool.
Was it not?
Yeah, but I think just you, because you're the stealthy one who can blend.
Wink, wink. Take bardic inspiration.
All right. As you leave the room, please give me a stealth roll.
I gotta open my character sheet.
That'd probably be helpful, yeah.
Good first step.
I think. Damn, a 6. Yeah, I think I'll hold on to the bardic for now.
Cool. So you are currently in quote-unquote friendly territory, as you're in Elias's master's wing, Austin Reed, who has proven himself at the moment to be an ally, so it's not quite as dire if you get seen here, as it would be being caught in the middle of River Reed's belongings, for example.
Do we have a rough idea of kind of the area that they occupy?
Yes. So the building itself is kind of shaped like a four-leaf clover. Yeah, I'm gonna take a page from my DM. Because I did not want to make a huge ass map for sneaking. So the building is kind of made like this. Elias's room is here on the top floor. And you know that from Elias's description that River's wing is over here.
Oh, perfect. It's not like it's in the exact opposite direction. I have some plausible deniability. Alright, Umbra will start moving, somewhat stealthily, trying to stay, like, out of, like, mostly sticking to the shadows, trying to be out of the way and everything, as he's gonna start kind of, like, sneaking within, to, like, get within, like, the halls and everything, and start kind of going slowly.
So the lines that I've just drawn denote where the wing itself ends and like the more public areas begin. Door is over here, and as you leave, you see a guard post.
Could Umbra head like kind of northwards along like the wall and everything, kind of trying to not be seen leaving?
Yes. So overall in this area, you are on a mezzanine level, looking down over a quite large ballroom. So it's quite an open area, and you're able to just sneak around. And there is another guard post at the opposite end near Elias's door. I'm sorry, River's door.
And there's no other way in, like, that is the one entrance in. This wall doesn't have, like, any alternate ways in, or, like, there's not, like, what do you call them, like, laundry chute that could, like,
Like a
kinda jump
dumbwaiter
through.
shaft.
Yeah.
Well, you can roll me an investigation check. That is
That's 6.
the only door that you can see, the only entrance on the first floor, the top floor.
Alright then. Are people coming and going, or is it mostly just the door is closed, the guards are keeping watch?
Yep, the door is closed. The guards are fairly attentive. It seems that they are quite well paid and disciplined. Otherwise, you can see that people seem there's quite a few servants downstairs. They appear to be setting up for some form of ball or party coming up. There's a lot of floor polishing going on, a lot of communication that you can hear between them, lots of chatter. It's just servants gossiping and all of that. But the house itself on the upper floor is quite quiet.
Yeah. In that case, Umbra's gonna kind of, like, hide in the northernmost, and is gonna eavesdrop on the servants below for a little while, seeing if he can pick up any noteworthy, like, who's hosting this, any noteworthy guests.
There is a mostly chatter about a couple of the maids are worried for their dearly loved ones who have just departed to the border with Thescron to try and quarantine the country from the growing issues that it's having. And one of them turns to a slightly older, more distinguished lady who seems to be not doing much hands-on work, more supervising. You reason she's probably this house's Mrs. Fallon, and asks why exactly they need to have these secret balloons on every table. And she seems to be holding it a bit warily. The balloon itself is opaque. Sorry, it's translucent, and you can just see that there's something inside the balloon.
Is there any distinct, like, color to it, or is it like a clear balloon?
The balloon itself is grey, like the material that the balloon is made of. What is inside seems to be like flakes of something. Quite large flakes, about thumb-sized.
Alright, and is there any response?
The housekeeper says in response that it is Gwendolyn's plan and Gwendolyn's recommendation. It's interesting to note that name because, as far as you're aware, that's not the name that she uses to her family.
Hmm. Hmm.
Furthermore, you hear a couple of other maids gossiping about how they can't wait to see the princess.
This seems to be more like a formal everybody. Everybody's invited, not river specific. So, with that information, Umbra is going to hang around for probably another 10 minutes to see if there's any more interesting things that he can glean or hear before sneaking back to return to the others.
This soon after the maids break for lunch, and there's not much more to be gleaned afterwards.
Alright.
They're mostly just
Umbra
talking
will
about
then,
how good the food is now.
yeah, sneak back towards the others.
Sneaky, sneak, sneak. can you roll me another stealth roll, please?
Whoops, that's survival, not stealth.
Nearly had a heart attack when I saw the one.
17. Bardic Inspiration lasts for how long?
An hour?
10 minutes.
Ah. So it's
Okay, so I don't have it.
But you're nothing if not consistent with the 17. You feel as if you have been able to successfully make it back to Elias's room without detection.
As Umbra enters, he will give a nod to the others before closing the door. I wasn't able to infiltrate the area where River resides. It was much too risky. I couldn't find another way in other than the main door, and there's a guard post outside, and they were keeping dutiful watch. It seems whoever is guarding the place is getting paid enough to at least care. As for other things I learned, however, it seems the house is getting ready for a party this evening. The maids are getting ready downstairs. I could hear them chatter and see them get ready from a vantage point above. It could be used tonight to spy, potentially.
Do you know if the staff will clear that area tonight, or were they lingering?
They were getting it ready for tonight. It seems to be more of a general party. They were mentioning that they were...
That it was tonight.
Hmm?
It wasn't specified that it was tonight. Sorry,
They were just getting the space ready. I'm not sure when the gathering will be. However, there was mention that the princess will be there, as well as mention that there's some weird balloon things with some kind of material inside it. However, it was mentioned it was to Gwendolyn's specification, which is odd.
Above the table, didn't we find a letter in the princess' bedroom talking about a party that she was invited to?
That was out of the country. I don't think it was here.
Oh, okay.
Or at least out of the province.
Yeah, I think it was Yanari or Yastarian or whatever the weird people are.
The Yastari, yes, but they currently reside in the capital city, Amisling. The capital of the empire, I mean. The party was specified at the Imperial Palace in Amisling.
That was all I could gather. So it seems not much, however, some interesting tidbits.
Can I attempt off of description to see if I can think of what the material inside of the balloon is?
Yeah, you could do that. History or Arcana.
Arcana would be my best bet. 16.
Large, flat flakes of something are not traditionally used in any offensive or insidious means. Certainly, they're not a material component in any spell, potion, or poison that you're aware of.
Oh, they're confetti balloons. Sorry.
Is that well, you can say in character.
Yeah, I feel like Davina, she's been to some parties, you know? Maybe she's seen something similar?
Jean Javier would say, well, what you're describing doesn't necessarily align with anything that would be magical or be invoked in anything that would cause any kind of reaction. Probably
That
some
is
kind
good.
of just paraphernalia inside of them.
There was a slight concern that they could have been booby traps or some variety of things to take out nobility. However, that does not seem to be in Gwendolyn's modus operandi.
It would be
Doesn't
so much
seem
easier
like
to
them.
poison someone. It would be so much easier to poison someone than to jury-rig balloons. Balloons are finicky. Sometimes, they just explode because you brush them against your belt buckle, and then that's it.
Yes, however, poison's a bit more obvious than accidental balloon explosions.
But have you ever heard a balloon explode? It's pretty obvious.
Indeed, but it can be passed off as an accident. Poisonings aren't accidents.
Tell that
Yes,
to my mother
because
and Vicky.
balloons accidentally kill people all the time.
I've killed people with many things. There's
You're gonna
still...
tell me you've killed someone with a teacup.
No. Ever since I've manifested my psychic blades, they have been my main way to kill people. They leave no trace.
I just have one question though. If the river wings is so well guarded now that don't have anyone inside, imagine how it will look like when they are there. How are we gonna sneaking or anything?
Well, it would make sense if security is beefed up. I took a look along the wall to see if there was any way to squeeze through. Servants, ways in, anything like that. However, I was unable to find any.
Well, I'm sure once the party gets started, there'll be more distractions, there'll be more noise, more people. I think it'll be easier for us to slip by than you might imagine. You just have to act like you belong there.
But that's
Can
the
you do
thing.
that? Can you act like you belong in a fancy party?
Do you think I belong in a fancy party? Look at me.
And let me just
Blood's
smooth
dripping
down this
from your
lapel
eyes.
here. And maybe we could do something with your hair. I don't.
Look, the only party I'm going to fit into is a masquerade ball.
Yeah. And the mask definitely stays on. We're sure about that.
Yes.
I'm just saying, if you took it off, no one would recognize you.
The mask
true.
stays on. That is final.
Alright.
What if for the ones that don't have the presence, the charisma, trying to pass out as servants or something else?
Once again, that'll be difficult for me, but if you cause enough of a distraction, I should be able to slip through the door, no problem.
I mean, honestly, if
Alright.
I just hang out long enough, I feel like I could just get invited to dinner.
Perhaps Davina could. You also won't have the element of being able to sneak in using that type of outfit unless you hide your face or purposefully scar it up.
No one is doing anything to my face, first of all. It's just... Your mask stays on, but no one does anything to my face. Okay, that's A line has been drawn. Um,
Davina,
yes.
it occurs to you now that you did not receive an invite for this party. Your station would normally
So
encourage
fucking rude.
that. Especially since it is allegedly a ally of yours.
How good is the mail service here?
Pretty speedy.
Okay, so it would be unusual for an invitation to go awry.
Yes.
Especially since you just live a few blocks away.
And you literally just came from, before you came to the manor, you were at you were in Princess Clara's chambers where Gwendolyn is.
And Gwendolyn is somehow involved in the planning of this party because their name was mentioned.
Balloons are to their specifications.
Yeah. It seems to be something spearheaded by her.
This is fucking rude.
Or maybe it's something that he wants to do with those people. A bad thing. That's why she didn't invite us.
Maybe. Maybe she's playing both sides. I mean, she could be doing it for information. We're thinking about going to this party too, and we're not. We're the good guys. Couldn't say that with a straight face. Sorry.
Good is a strong word.
You're a good guy like Jimmy McGill is a
Here's
good
the
guy.
thing. Davina believes that she has never done anything wrong ever, but she also has extreme justifications for everything that she's done.
Jean Javier is a neutral party, thank you very much.
Davina believes that what she's doing is in the best interest of society, so it's fine. Let's see. And my brother who lives here also wasn't invited, right?
His invitation would be assumed as he does live here and he is the squire to Austin. Assuming Austin was invited.
Assuming Austin was invited. So I know Austin was dressed up for sparring earlier, but did he look like was his hair coiffed? Did he look like he maybe had an engagement tonight, or did he look like a total fucking mess?
He looked like a bit of a hot mess, to be honest.
Okay. But he has time to get cute. Okay.
He's not very cute.
You know what I mean? He has time to like to gussy up.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I could just show up and be my brother's +1. He is hopelessly single, so having to take his sister to an event wouldn't be crazy.
He is legally mandated to be single.
Yeah, but he's my brother, so I'm going to dunk on him every opportunity I get.
I mean, if we want somebody to be able to, I don't know, fit in, disguise themselves, slip in, be charismatic, but not degrade Davina with any form of menial labor that belies her position. I mean, I'm standing right here. Just kind of like Jean Javert just like polishes his claws on his shoulder, just kind of like stretches out his fingers.
Honestly, you're not dressed terribly. I feel like you could pass for nobility if you just a posture adjustment, just a little bit.
Well, I do remember your little player in the house in the forest before. I think you're really good at deceiving people to believe you're something that you're not.
It is my especialite, as they say. And, if y'all are willing to stick right by, I could maybe end up going over to that door the god is guarding and get him out of the way. Won't be none the wiser.
Yeah, I think for the most or let's just say less stealthy ones, saying me and Anissa, we would appreciate that.
Rat. Just kind of like stretches, cracks his knuckles out, and he says, "All right, so when exactly are we taking care of this? Are we handling this right now, or is this for a later time and date?"
I mean, we are already here, and it would seem like a waste of a day, an entire day, to be waiting here and then don't do anything.
You got here in like around like 2 p.m. Currently in spring, the sun is setting around like 5. So it's and you've already spent a little bit of time with Umbra scouting about, so it's about 2 hours until you expect Elias to come get you.
Oh, that's a long amount of time to give us.
So to reiterate, you don't know for sure when the party will be. It might be tonight, might be tomorrow night.
Yeah. Hmm. I mean, the party is kind of a distraction at this point because our goal originally was to crash dinner tonight.
Yes, there is. You do know for a fact that there is a private dinner happening in River's Wing,
Mm-hmm.
which will be happening shortly after nightfall. And Elias will come get you, and he has said that he will lead you there.
So
you hope that your elder brother has some form of plan.
And also, we could just ask Gwendolyn about it. I think some of us have some ways to figure out if she's lying.
Okay. That's a good plan. Okay, so we deal with the dinner party tonight. Things may go awry. Everyone is aware. And talk to. We'll figure out what's going on with this party. We'll figure it out. It's fine. I mean, I probably would have mentioned it if he got an invitation.
Would they send invitations like way before the party, like a month, or maybe just like 3 days before?
It depends how long the party is being planned for. If it's a very spontaneous party, you could actually get an invitation as late as the afternoon of.
And it also depends on like if you're expected to travel, you're expected to get like an invitation sooner. If it's in town and this is like one of your neighbors, you could get it. You could get a day of invitation.
Pretty much, yeah. You could literally just have like a so and so requests your presence at a soiree this evening. It's kind of the aristocracy version of texting someone, "Hey, you about?"
So maybe Davina, it didn't get an invitation yet.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna stroke a little bit of her ego, and I'll be like, because you're famous and you're high, a high lady of a high society. I'm sure if there was a party, you would be invited.
Honestly, if I'm not invited, it's not a party.
the party doesn't start till you walk in.
I am the bard.
Yeah. So you've got a couple of hours to wait for Elias. Is there anything in particular that you guys want to do you haven't?
I honestly don't think so. Like,
No, I got nothing.
I feel like this amount of time is just an opportunity for us to shoot ourselves in the foot, so.
Give us a chance to fuck up.
I mean, what DM would I be if I didn't give you those opportunities?
True.
Yeah, you can essentially take a short rest if that's of any benefit to anyone. And we can fast forward to Elias returning to his room. And there's a very obvious, like, relief that sweeps over him when he sees that you are all still here. You have not messed up his room at all. Most importantly, Davina has not messed up his room at all, and she is still here.
What's that look on your face for?
I'm just tired from training all day.
You're so full of it. Get changed.
Perhaps it would be better if I stayed in my combat clothing.
At least change. Okay, we're at least just gonna change the belts to one of your dress belts, and put on cufflinks and fix your hair. Come on, you're the heir.
Why?
I'm just like shoving him towards the mirror aggressively.
What are you doing? The ball isn't until tomorrow night. Get off me!
But you knew about this ball. Smacks him in the head.
I live here, sister. I can't not know about the ball.
You didn't
know
say
about the
anything
ball?
earlier.
I thought you knew.
I start going for the water pitcher.
It is empty.
It's still a weapon.
I make my contact with him as I turn it over completely upside down. One drop of water comes out and I'm like...
Yep. It splashes onto the wooden floor. Just bloop.
I give him the look. This look like you're the luckiest son of a bitch that ever lived.
He just looks down at you and goes, I knew you would trash my room.
Excuse you. There's nothing to trash.
It is quite a bare bones room, yes.
At least you don't have to bring women up here because, whew.
Have to. Are you all ready or not?
I'm ready. Are you ready? Also, what's up with this ball?
It's Gwendolyn is organizing it. Yes, I know that she goes by Gwendolyn. It's to tell the rest of the family that, well, about that.
Oh.
It's a
So-
gender reveal party.
It's a gender reveal party.
Let's go.
So it's a completely personal matter and nothing we should be worried about. Alright.
I don't believe there's anything nefarious.
Well, you never know.
Yes, the reads are weird. Speaking of, I passed by River's quarters earlier, and yes, I've been hearing some chatter coming from behind his personal lounge, the one on the lower floor. It's where he normally has his meetings, and yes, there's someone in there. Shall we?
Alright. Gird your loins, everyone.
I didn't
So,
realize it was
before
gonna be
we
that kind
go-
of party.
What's your plan to get us in there?
I am going to tell the guards that you are guests for dinner.
I suppose I share association with some of them through my organization. That would potentially work.
It's not quite the meaning that they will take, but I'm glad to know that.
I have a question. Do they come with masks on? Some of them?
Yes, sometimes. That sleazy one, Sabal, sometimes comes in with a mask. I know it's him though because of the smell.
Rightfully so.
Are you quite prepared?
Are you?
Are you?
Oh my god.
Oh, for the goodness gracious, yes, we're prepared. Can't we stop with this constant exchanging? Goodish. I would think that y'all would have a bit more pep in your step, especially considering some of the circumstances. For once, I can't believe I'm the voice of reason right now.
We're about to go into combat with undead. The last time with which, to be brutally honest, we got our asses handed to us.
Yes, well, I'm quite hoping to be able to rectify this time.
Well, and to be honest, last time we were caught off guard.
Somehow.
Unawares.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Just don't die.
Me? No, not planning on it.
And I want to take Davina a little bit to the side and be like, are you completely sure that you want your brother to be involved on this after, everything that happened to your sister?
Listen, first of all, he's older than me. He thinks that he knows everything. And second of all, if you can successfully convince him not to come, be my guest.
I'm sorry. I don't want to pry in your business or anything. It's just
But then you're gonna pry into my business.
it's just that I've lost someone before, and I know it's not nice. Let's just say that. And I would hate that to happen to you and your brother.
This conversation has gotten emotional, ergo Davina is going to walk away. Good talk! Good talk! Claps you on the shoulder.
How how loud was this conversation, and could we add in like peanut gallery comment?
The room is like 20 feet across. There is very little room for privacy.
You do know that her mother was murdered by her sister, like what was it, like 2 weeks ago? I'm pretty sure she's still processing that trauma and grief. Let's get on with
Do
it.
you have a bar cart in your room?
Do we have to say that out loud with the older brother who probably doesn't know that specific detail?
Yeah, I don't believe he was told that specific detail.
He was told that she died, and then he didn't show much interest and was kind of a jerk, and so I didn't
Yeah,
talk
but-
anything further.
He also was not aware that your younger sister was the reason why your mother is dead.
No, but we're gonna. Hayden's been through enough. She doesn't need to deal with the fact that she's probably responsible for mom offing herself. So, like, she's 15. Let her live.
Is this what the show Succession's about?
Kinda, yeah.
Gotta watch that. You see that Elias is processing what he's just heard. He's trying to keep a very stoic, straight face. He just rests his hand on his short sword and goes, "Right, well, let's go then, shall we?"
Oh, that's right, you're here. I get so used to bickering with your sister, I forget other people are here.
Yes. And you forget that it's only in a huddle that sound doesn't escape from.
Indeed.
He exits the room and very pointedly holds the door open, staring at all of you.
Yeah, I walk out first.
Jean Javert follows, tipping his hat on the way out.
Yeah, I go after.
Umbra will leave. I do like what you've done with the place, though.
Thank you. He takes you across the gallery level to this door here, says to the guards, "They are here as for dinner." One of the guards nods, leaves the guard post, unlocks the door, and Elias then takes a sharp turn. There's a set of stairs leading downwards. Takes you through a couple of corridors, and then pauses outside of a door. This is where the meetings normally happen. Are you prepared?
How soundproof is that room?
It's not. You're not quite sure because it's currently quiet on the other side.
You said that they were here.
Indeed. They may be in the chambers. We shall investigate.
I am going to give you one warning. If this is a setup, I don't deal with rats kindly.
Elias looks like genuinely quite surprised at that allegation. Look, I'm just trying to help. I have an honor code. I am a good man.
Can I insight on this to see if this is a front?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting in on that as well.
I'll just do a light check of, is this actually my brother? I'm pretty convinced though. He's been pretty mean to me.
Well, yeah, but he is your brother. And he is quite genuine. He's genuinely trying to do the good thing. Maybe he doesn't have quite the way with words, and he's not very smart. But he is trying his best.
Just remember, I'm cutting the rot out from the inside. Don't be caught in the way. With that, Umbra will hold his hands ready to throw psychic daggers as soon as he has to.
I thought you were just going to end the sentence at ready to throw hands.
I want to put my
Go for it.
I want to put my hood to hide my face, and I also gonna prepare because I see Umbra getting ready for battle, and I'm gonna use my Halo spores.
The door is opened, and beyond you see a rather empty but not unoccupied lounge area. With a familiar face gently resting against the sofa, staring into the fire, not looking at you. "Ah, you have come. Come in, shut the door. We've been expecting you."
I don't like that.
Well,
I do believe you're supposed to be moving when you're invited inside.
Okay.
I can talk a bit.
Yeah, Elias moves a bit inside, looks towards the rest of you.
I'm right up with Elias.
As you all get a bit closer, you notice that there is a familiarish looking figure on the sofa next to him.
Is it Thomas?
It is not Thomas, although there are 2 werewolves in the room as well. The token's loading, sorry.
Alright.
It is not Thomas, it is Iris.
Oh?
Which number?
Number 2,
The original?
aka Nadia. She is unconscious. Her head is lolling to one side, and you can see that there are fang marks and a little dribble of blood on her neck. Horvold stands up, brushes down his jacket. I am so happy to see you all. I have been looking forward to some dessert. Unfortunately, I can't let you get any further.
Look,
Sabal is busy.
you are caught up in the middle of this. If you play your cards right, you could still survive. You might have use for us. By us, I do mean the core, not these people I run with.
I am working for the core, my dear.
Yes, but you're working for the rot. Do you not think that you deserve a rightful place? You are nothing but the foot soldier of Sabal. Think that you could join with me, with those who are going against this rot. Once that we cut it free, upper management will need new faces, loyal to the cause.
Horvold just smirks. How sure are you that you work for the unrotted?
I work for only one person. That is myself.
My master has promised me a great many things, and he has also compelled me a great many times. I appreciate your feeble attempts to persuade me to open my dead, shriveled heart to all of you, but I'm afraid a master vampire's request is not one that I can betray.
Such a shame. I wasn't after your heart. I was after your greed. A shame that your whatever dynamics stops you from accepting your true self and reaching out to take things yourself.
My master has offered me the Empire. And, well,
Is
a
it
few
his to
roll-ins.
give?
It will be.
Jean Javert casts Mind Sliver.
Ooh.
So intelligence saving throw from him.
Yeah, I don't think he made that.
So because of that, now until the end of my next turn, any saving throw that he takes will be reduced by 1d4.
Lovely. And he also takes 4 points of psychic damage.
Yes, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that is a given.
He stumbles back slightly.
And then Jean Javert, just like still pointing at him, goes, I really don't like you, and I just have to say, you and I pretty much a bit of an enemy. Now, I'm going to just ask you to do one thing, and that's going to be to grovel. I'm going to use Influence Undead on him.
That's so okay.
Wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. And he might
Oh
also have
my.
immunity to the charmed condition.
Uh,
Which is-
Ordinarily.
this
Okay, cool.
is, this is the spell we whipped up, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because of like the amount of undead that have been facing, Javier has been inventing a spell of his own to influence undead specifically.
Hmm.
So instead of having immunity to the charmed condition, creatures that ordinarily would have that immunity actually just have an advantage on the save, which I'm not bothering to roll for.
Can you still roll a 1d4 just to see what we subtracted?
Yes, I will do that.
Okay, so 20.
Still a fair few over your DC.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Horvold stretches his smile. The fangs slide out longer and longer, and he just says, "We will see who grovels to whom. Please roll me some initiative."
Okay.
So that on.
Hold on.
I will roll it again because I
Initiative.
advantage thing. I'll take the 11.
Oh god, really? I'm up there with him? Okay.
Did Squire Boy roll on?
Yes, thank you. Sorry. That was lucky. I don't need to
fitting.
rearrange. Yep. What's your dexterity, Davina?
It is
12, right?
12, yeah. So I got a +1.
So you go second. He has a higher
Yeah.
dexterity.
I'm sure he does.
He is going to step forward to his full distance. Oopsie. His full distance. And is just going to look very determinedly back at Javier and say, "I do like it when people grovel. We do have that in common at least. Why don't you demonstrate?" And cast Charm Person upon you.
Just verifying my stuff real quick. Okay. That is a 13. What is the DC?
DC, oh, it's not on there. The DC is 12.
Then I pass.
Nice. That will be the end of his turn, Davina.
Okay, one thing I kind of want to do right now, I kind of want to wait until my melee friends close with him. Let's see. No, I don't want to do that. Maybe I want to do that. Okay. Remind me about where we're at in the castle. So he is standing on the floor. What is on the level below us?
This is the bottom level.
This is the bottom level, so there's no basement.
Not that you're aware of.
Okay, and we do have that chandelier hanging directly above him.
You do
Yes?
indeed.
How high are the ceilings?
The ceiling is 15 feet.
Okay. So I'm gonna cast Shatter, and I would like to catch the chandelier in that and hopefully bring it down on him. It is a 10-foot radius sphere, which is 20 feet end to end. And thunder damage should be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna cast that.
So I just had to double check if Mind Sliver was still active.
No, Mind Sliver is on the next
Yeah.
specifically, so it would have only affected the one.
It would have only have helped that nat 20 he rolled. But he currently takes 13 points.
And I don't know if that's enough to bring the chandelier down on him, but it would be very funny if it was.
It does not bring the chandelier down, however, it does shatter a lot of the glass that is housing the light bulbs, and glass rains down upon him,
Listen,
creating
I
a
highly
surface
recommend
of,
you step aside.
dangerous glass underneath.
Ooh, I've heard of difficult terrain, guys.
You have
Sorry.
not just made difficult terrain, but you have made harmful terrain. As in, anyone who starts the turn or enters this area is going to take 1d6 piercing damage as they step on big ass shards of broken glass.
Including him, hopefully.
He will start his turn there, yes.
Okay, cool.
Lovely.
And I am next to my friends right now, but I don't think heroism is gonna be a big help right now. So that's gonna be my turn. Actually.
Alright, Umbra.
I'm gonna step back a little bit. But then it'll be my turn.
I don't have anybody next to our friend here, and I'm going to use steady aim to use my bonus action and movement to give myself advantage on this throw. As a blade just manifests in Umbra's hand. A shame we couldn't find an agreement. I'm thinking 26 probably hits.
Yes.
So it's going to be 8 psychic plus 11 sneak, so 19 damage total.
Lovely.
With that, I've already used my bonus action and dropped my movement to 0, so that's everything I can do.
Alright, Javier.
Let me go ahead and just re-verify. Okay, let's go ahead and take a gamble. Javier is gonna go and run 30 feet over here.
And you look
Is
up
going to
into the eyes of Thomas.
Does he look oh, what's the word?
He gives you a wink.
Okay, perfect.
Oh.
I am going to use my action to fake using my hypnotic gaze to pretend that I am like aiming to hypnotize him. To kind of like give the idea that, you know, to Hovar that I'm trying to like, you know, handle this. Do you want me to roll like performance for that, or?
I think a performance would work well. I was just trying to think of if he would be able to understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
Based
I'm
on your
doing like exaggerated like hand motions, you know, like hypnosis swirling and all that.
He is actually going to offer you the help action as he begins to rock back and forth, looking very charmed.
Alright, there we go. And
out of his slightly hybridized face just goes, yes, that's that. He's really helping you sell it.
All right, awesome. That'll that'll be my turn.
Cain.
Okay. So while everyone was like doing this stuff, I think of like Cain would like be Cain and concentrating on this on starting this spell. And you can see like while he's concentrating, Javier pass through behind him, and then he finally make some kind of illusion moon above my friend here,
Mm,
and it's like a red moon, a blood moon, and with that I'm gonna cast Moonbeam.
okay. I'm going to assume it's in the same area as the glass
Yeah,
shards, more or less.
and other shards like shimmer and glitter with
Some of them
red.
actually levitate up slightly, as if being beamed up by the moon.
Congratulations, you created Stealth Rock. Let's just hope he's fire flying.
If anything, he should be a ghost type or a dark type. Probably ghost dark.
Goes dark, definitely.
Dark Psychic.
Ooh.
No, that's Umbra.
I think he's a fairy type.
I'm a fairy type, but Jane,
Gay.
it's DC 14.
DC 14. Con save.
Constitution.
Wouldn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah. He does make the save.
Ah,
It's still
Okay.
half.
Do you want to roll the damage?
yeah, hold on. Where's my Moonbeam? Ooh. What is it? I'm just gonna roll personalized because I cannot find 2d10.
2d10,
So
half
13.
of 13. And what type of damage is it? Is it
It's
still
radiant.
radiant? Okay. I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
we'd retooled it to be necrotic.
No, radiant.
Lovely. Is that your turn?
And actually, with my bonus action, I'm gonna cast Shillelagh
Hmm.
and gonna walk here. Yeah, I'm gonna leave
You've
some
got your
space.
bonking stick. You're ready to bonk.
Yeah. He's not gonna leave this place.
Anissa.
Speaking of radiant damage, shove a guiding bolt in this man's face.
All the way
Uh,
into the face.
We'll do a second level. Why not? Does
That
that
hits.
hit? Yay! Wow,
14
that's 14
damage.
radiant. And then I'll get him to melee.
And he is currently quite sparkly. Turn.
Yep.
Alright. Werewolf 1 has been turned completely wolf form at the moment, but he still can't quite make it over to bite you. So he is going to dash and just jumps right into the middle of you, all snarling evilly.
Does he go through the moonbeam?
He just avoids it. He
Ooh.
he scamps around and jumps up on the table.
Respect.
Who's a good boy?
Thomas is definitely in range, and there's nothing better than some werewolf on werewolf action, so we'll claw at his quote-unquote friend, and he is just going to go, sorry! 17 hits for 6 slashing damage. Elias will step up and try and cut down this werewolf too. And does not hit. At the beginning of Horvold's turn, is it another Constitution save? For Moonbeam?
It's
Yeah.
enters or starts its turn there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And then the 1d6 for standing in glass.
Yes. So that's a 14.
Oh, what kind of idiot would stand in glass?
I know.
But do I roll again, or did you take
Yeah.
the?
Yeah, roll
Okay.
again, please.
Yeah, that's why Moonbeam is strong to cast on top of somebody, because you essentially get like 2 sources of damage in one turn.
Ooh.
Rough.
Yeah. He takes so much more
Ooh.
damage from standing in some broken glass than from the moonbeam.
Damn.
Because he was hit with radiant damage, he does not regenerate any health. He looks at y'all. He is looking quite bloodied. So he is going to just weigh up his opponents and just take a couple of steps back. And yes, Cain.
Does he take more damage for going through more glass?
Hadn't thought that through. I suppose he would. It's like spike growth. And also Anissa and Cain, you can make your attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, nice.
Wait,
Oh,
which
no.
one of you attacks first? Because that one gets advantage.
Should we
Either
say
Can't be
one.
you.
the person
I mean,
Okay.
Anissa clicked first.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Both of those hit.
Oh wait, I did damage the last round. Yeah, 7 matters.
So 12 plus the hail spores, which is not gonna be much damage, but anyway.
And what about Anissa does 9 damage. So how do the pair of you kill him?
Yes!
I will let Cain take the stage.
I think how oh my god. Honestly, the most silly way possible, I just like give a big boink in the head with my quarterstaff, like bonk. Because I just think like I have to stop him, but I don't think that would kill him. And just boink him, and then all the glass that were floating and the light would just pop out of him, and he would just like flat in the ground.
He
I think just-
falls. Sorry.
Just for added insult, like Anissa will bring the blade upwards, and it will bring more of the glass upwards, following the blade arc, and it just like a scatter shot into his back, and all of it has a slight radiant tint to it, a mixture of that black and white from Anissa's, and then red from Cain's blood moon.
What's black, white, and red all over?
Oh god.
Horvold's ashes. So he doesn't turn away from you as he's trying to flee. He literally is just backing up, and then he gets bonked, he gets glassed, he gets stabbed, and this guy just falls over amidst a pool of glass of his own bad decision making, and the bonk ultimately is what turns him into ashes.
Well,
I
that
guess
was
we thought.
anticlimactic. Can I go check on Iris?
We're still in combat.
You're still in
Are we
combat.
still in combat?
We
Yeah,
have
the werewolf.
Oh,
We have
the
one
werewolves are still a
werewolf.
problem? Come on, guys. Okay, which one is the bad werewolf?
Other one in the middle.
Okay.
The one
I'm
in
gonna
the
cast-
worst place possible.
I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers, and he's gonna hear just like very eerie howling in his head, compelling him to run the fuck away
If he fails.
and take attacks at opportunity. Come on, it's a wisdom save on a werewolf.
He will. He's not going to make the same mistake as Horfold. He is going to try and dash. Is it right away?
It has to be away
It
from
has to be.
the source.
It has to be away from the source. So
Oh,
he
fuck
actually
me.
has to go through the glass.
Fuck me.
He has to go at least one square through the moonbeam and the glass.
All right. Cain, can I get another one of those damage rolls then?
Well, no, that's
Oh.
versus attack of opportunity from the three of us
Oh,
as he
good
runs
lord.
past us.
Oh,
Okay, wait. So first, just one square, and then 3 attacks of opportunity.
Yeah. Okay. So Elias is hitting him for 8. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a
Does
silvered
18
weapon,
hit with
so
Umbra?
doesn't do anything. 18 does hit. He's
Okay,
got an AC
so-
of 12.
Umbra is going to deal 16 damage.
16 is not nothing.
ooh.
And then what about Thomas?
Thomas will also claw, but sadly misses quite badly.
Misses.
Yeah. So now another step into the glass and moonbeam.
So
Now can I-
disadvantage because you're a shapeshifter.
Oh my god.
The spell is my favorite spell ever. I love it. I love it.
Takes 2 from the glass, which is ironic because he has got twice as many paws on the floor.
Oh my god, I'm rolling so bad.
And it's a con save with
Yeah.
disadvantage because he's
14.
a shifter. 17, so he only takes half that damage.
But
Then he has to
because
keep
you're
moving,
also a
right?
shapeshifter. Oh no, that's only if you fail. If you would have failed, you would have immediately turned back into your human form.
Rats! That
Yeah.
would have been really
And he has to
funny.
move his
And I do not
his
have one.
entire he has to move his entire speed, so he has to keep going actually.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We've been
I
slow
get
rolling
to
because
it.
of all the stacking effects.
All right, so 1 more shards of glass and 2 attacks of opportunity.
Oh, hold up. I need to bring him to the front. So he steps over the
So
ashes.
we don't
Wait, no.
get him again.
Anissa
you
and Cain have already
yeah.
used their reaction. Yeah.
Oh, they did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Unfortunately. So it's just more glass.
Just the glass.
Imagine
For
if he
another
died
3.
because of the glass.
If he gets killed by the glass, it's gonna be hysterical.
He looks like he's just been bloodied by the glass.
Alright, that's my turn, guys. Actually, no, I'll move up a little bit because I do want to get closer to checking on Iris.
I'm surprised you care.
It's really hard to find good help. Okay, that's my turn.
Umbra.
Umbra stays where he's at, steadies his aim, and throws a blade.
Hits.
21 hits. For 26
Dang.
damage.
Huh. He has gone from being just bloodied to almost dead in 1 hit.
Umbra then kind of shrugs a bit, and that's turn.
Jean Javert.
Mind Sliver.
He is a very
I'm not gonna-
smart boy.
I don't want to move for it. That is a fail, so that's 5 psychic damage.
He had 2 health left. How do you
Yeah,
want to
there you
kill
go.
him?
He was just a little
So-
werewolf.
Mind Sliver is just kind of like this low kind of like muttering that Jean Javert does under his breath. But like to flourish it, what he does is like he holds out his paw and then he like snaps his fingers. Which you think is really weird, especially considering all the fur and like the paw pad stuff, but he manages it somehow. And what happens then is just like as the werewolf is just running, just kind of like after getting stabbed in the back, goes through the moonbeam, all the glass, like they're bloody, they just kind of like freeze up. Their body has like the full shivers, like Ghibli hair shiver style.
Mm.
and then instead of like just normal blood coming down, it's like it's like thick viscous, a mix of like gray matter and dark red fresh blood, as just like hemorrhaging out the nose and eyes.
His brain literally melts out of his body.
Yep.
And he collapses in a pool of grossness. And combat is over.
You know, I am quite glad that he didn't take the offer. After how much trouble he gave us, I expected him to do better. Umbra will then kneel down and start inspecting the ashes to see if there's anything of note among them.
Oh, Jean Javert is going to look over to Elias and says, "Alas, Tomas, alas, friends, no need to worry about that. Good performance there, by the way."
I could say the same for you. Thank you very much.
Is Iris dead or is she still alive?
Medicine check on that, please.
Oh no!
I can check for you if you
Please
want.
check for me. There's no way.
There's no way you're touching
First of all, I'm not
her.
touching her in case she's dead, but also.
Jean Javert would like to take up some of the ashes in his one free vial.
Lovely. You have a vial of vampire spawn ashes.
There's nothing among the ashes, eh?
There is not, aside from a rather nice, if very tattered and bloodied waistcoat, trench coat set. He does have a golden pocket watch that has been tucked away into his waistcoat as well.
Yeah. Last time I tried jewelry, it cursed me. Think I'll pass on that one if anybody wants a pocket
I'll
watch.
pick it up. Yeah, I'll pick it up and I'll give it a check over.
You open it and you see engraved in a very purposeful manner is the phrase, "Don't forget J.38."
God damn it.
Oh,
What?
It's a fucking Full Metal Alchemist reference.
yeah. Damn. I'm looking for the.
I noticed traces of sulfur, ammonia, carbon.
All of which he bought for the change in a kid's pocket.
J38 is. Would I recognize that as kind of like a date setup, or would that be kind of like too obtuse with the letter and number?
So you know that there are 40 to 41 days in a month in this calendar system.
Okay.
And there are 2 months that do begin with J's. It's normal to write the full month name or to differentiate the two. For example, if it was Joppa, it would be J-O for short, like we say Feb, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was GL, we would write JH. The fact that it's not is a bit odd, but maybe it's for a little bit of mystification. However, Davina had a little start at that information too. Why is that, Davina?
I'm fine.
Alright. Jean Javert, you notice also that Thomas has been watching you, just kind of carefully. But in like a reverential kind of way. Like he's imprinted upon you.
Oh boy.
He's staying in his like hybridized form so he can communicate, but is more able to respond in combat.
Alright.
Right, I'm sure that boom. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I wasn't saying anything. I just said all right.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that boom probably sent them at least some notice that a fight's going on. They haven't heard anything in a little bit. They can presume an outcome has been had. We need the element of surprise. Let's keep moving. With that, Umbra turns and starts heading towards what looks like a door over here.
It is. Just give me a second because I'm setting something up on a different sheet.
Yeah, so Umbra's gonna head over there and wait for the others.
Oh, roll 15 on the medicine.
Yes. One of them things on my list. Iris is alive!
Oh, cool! The
Uh,
cost of hiring somebody while we're going through all this, as you can imagine, would be
How is her
hellish.
condition?
she is. She has been drained of quite a bit of her blood. She is definitely suffering from some kind of like massive blood loss, but she is alive. With like some orange juice and rest, she should be okay as long as she doesn't lose any more.
Okay, alright, Iris, well, I'm gonna give you the week off.
Oh,
She is currently
week.
unconscious.
She's not even starting her. I will leave her a note that tells her that she has the week off.
Actually,
We'll probably take her
sorry.
back with us, but just in case.
Can I take like one extra vial of vampire ashes? Like what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my vials of water. I'm going to take a shot of water and then I'm going to use my tail like a pipe cleaner and like make sure it's all dried out.
Sure.
Okay, just
That'll
want
take you a
to
little while to make sure it's thoroughly dried.
Yeah. I have a very dry coat.
I'm crying laughing.
Thomas will offer his tail as well in case yours gets too wet.
After I like go through once with my tail, I take his tail and I just do a second pass just to make sure.
Lovely. He looks up at you like he's expecting to be called a good boy. Like he's got his little tail wagging, a little mouth open a bit.
I pat him on the head.
This is exactly everything he has ever wanted in life. He scratches his ear with his rear leg and just goes back to watching you work. Elias is going to approach. This is Iris, isn't it? No, Nadia. This is Nadia. Sister, let me take her back to the manor.
just give her some water, and after eating a little bit and resting, she's gonna be okay. It's just blood loss.
Yes, it's dangerous for her here. If she's here, who else is?
I don't like that question.
This fight is definitely too much for me. Let me take Iris back to the manor, make sure everything's okay there.
Alright, just don't do anything stupid.
You, Thomas. You know these people? Thomas, nods his head, quite a lot. They saved me. So I watched the manor after I was freed. And I saw the vampire take away the lady and the girl.
And the girl?
Elias's face goes white. Hurry, Davina.
You need to be talking more immediately. You need to be talking more immediately.
Redhead.
I know who you're talking about. Where is she?
Beyond, elsewhere. Waited here to help you.
So, like, through that door, maybe?
Ruff.
Okay, I'm going. I'm gone.
Elias gives you like a quick hug, just before he is gonna pick up Nagia's body, bring her home safe.
Just, I like pull back from the hug and like hold his shoulders, and I have this way of like looking down at him even though I'm shorter than him. Just don't do anything stupid. Don't get in trouble. Don't die. I'm not burying anybody else.
You too. And yet he's gonna take the maid and disappear. And I
Literally, if any
Javier,
other of my family members die, they're going into the water. Like, I'm not dealing with it.
Jean Javier is gonna give like a sharp whistle through his teeth to Tomas.
Tomas comes over immediately.
And then he's gonna like point over to the front and says, "Go ahead and take up front."
Opens the door. Short corridor before another door, which he opens and reveals an empty bedroom.
Is it actually empty?
And a dead end.
Tomas, go ahead and give it a sniff around.
Is there any thieves' cant around to denote any hidden passages or anything?
There is not, but as you're looking around, by the statue you notice a slight cool breeze. Considering this room has no windows, that seems weird.
Yeah, Umbra approaches it and begins to investigate properly.
Tomas puts his little sniffer to work.
Damn, Tomas.
And immediately zeroes in on the statue and starts like scratching at the edge of seemingly the wall at pretty much the same time that Umbra notices that the wall is hiding a secret door. Tomas scratches it open. That's what we call teamwork.
Umbra has like his hand like upwards pointing towards it, and then the door just swings open. And then he just lets his arm fall to his side as he just kind of shakes his head.
Jean Javert like isn't even gonna like recognize Umbra, is just gonna go up to Tomas, like grab him under the jowls, ruffle his fur, and says, "Now that's a good scent dog. Now aren't you a good little scent hound?"
He just frantically nods his head and wags his tail at the same time. He just seems
We
very
wouldn't have
happy to
found
be at
this
ease.
without your help there, Tomas.
This is depressing. Let's move on.
Oh look, there's 5 of you. Wonderful. Here, and I'll just click my finger. I will give that to people. So everyone now has a dark vision of 300 feet for an hour. Have fun.
Oh,
Oh,
Good, because I
That's,
don't have night vision.
me either. I was just gonna be holding hands with somebody.
you just multiplied mine by 5 times.
Everything just has a little bit of depth, more depth to it. As if you can see, I don't know, the history layered on top of the dust. Definitely an odd sight.
I didn't know you were poetic.
The player is. Anissa isn't.
I assume you'll follow the this tunnel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Seems much
Would be
like
nice.
Paris. There's a lot of tunnels underneath Orisia. This one it's a very short tunnel which immediately leads to a spiral staircase that goes down, 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 down. You emerge in it seems like it's just a cave at first until your feet touch a stone platform. And you see that there is what looks like quite a large, intricately decorated building that opens beyond you. Right down at the bottom.
Can we discern this symbol from like where we're standing or anything?
You can. That would be a religion or history check.
Yeah. And so I just wasn't sure if we could fully appreciate it or whatever.
And we're
To be
standing
able
on
to
top of one
make.
too.
Yeah. History is what I have.
Can I
Yeah,
use religion?
I'm gonna go with history too. Well, I didn't study archaeology, so
Davina, Umbra, Cain, this is the Great Bull of Yastari. It is said
Sorry.
to symbolize eternal life.
Okay.
And also great
Umbra.
punishment.
Umbra takes a few steps forward, removing the bottom part of his mask, and just spits on it before replacing it.
Furthermore, Cain, as you rolled a religion check, this is a figure that is often shown as part of the Keeper's pantheon of like lesser supernatural servants. This itself seems to be some kind of entry chamber. Sorry, what was the question?
Do we see any signs of like use or like people that went through here? Like, I don't know, footsteps.
I'm gonna
footprints
ask Tomas to check for like scent on a trail for especially like anything recent.
He puts his nose down, starts sniffing, and then starts sneezing. Cain, there are the main entryway does seem to be quite well kept, but it also does seem to be a very old building, and you can see that it's decaying in a lot of places. It's very clean. There's very little dust on the grounds, except in the piles where Tomas is shoving his piles of rubble that Tomas is shoving his snoot into. It seems like someone actively lives here. Or maintains it, at least. And you see there's a chamber or some form of hallway to the left and right of you. And straight in front of you, there seems to immediately be a wall after an opening.
I'll pop up
Umbra
and
keeps
take
an
a check.
eye out. There's no thieves' cant hidden among any of the symbols.
No, it doesn't seem to be a place where thieves would frequent. What were you wanting to do? Sorry, Anissa.
Yeah, I will just use a spell slot and just cast it within 6 seconds. Just keep an eye out for. Nope, that's not the right one. Keep an eye out for things mainly.
I'd like to try to listen in, see if I can hear anything like echo out of the ordinary down here.
You hear the sound of quite deep breathing coming from your north. But
Is it Tomas?
deep? He's just south of you.
Okay.
He's doing little sniffy sniffs.
Inside the room to my north, or the
Quite
statue
bit
behind
beyond.
me to the north?
Yeah. Like within like the larger area type north.
I'm going to like wave over to Anissa. I'm going to point at that wall, and I'm going to like gesture, just kind of like, my arms like stretched out, give me like a hulking appearance, and then point at the wall again.
Yeah, well, thumbs up. try and listen for the same thing.
Give me a perception check, please.
The problem is, I know this map.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm doing my best to restrain myself because I used it for my players.
Ah.
But no, that's fine. Again, doing my best as well.
It's always gonna happen. The more maps you bring into D&D.
Yeah. There you go, 25.
You do indeed hear something. It almost sounds like snoring, like something very large is snoring further down into the labyrinth.
Mm.
I want everyone to know that they just used the word labyrinth. Ergo, there is a minotaur in here.
Yep, I realized that after I said it.
We can fuck it.
I mean, look at the statues. So
Yeah. Umbra
Well-
is going to approach this entryway a bit.
There are a
Yeah.
lot of coffins in this room.
Given Umbra's knowledge of the Astari family, is there any symbolism of those coffins?
They have the same symbolism of the bull on them.
Okay, just the rebirth motif.
Yes, a lot of them seem to have like different coloured crystals set in the forehead of the bull. You're unsure of the significance of the colouring of crystals. There's no mention of that in the legends you're aware of.
Mm.
Is there one in the coffin near me?
There is a socket where one should be.
Should be. So it's empty.
Yeah, the socket where
Okay.
the gem is, yeah, is empty. It looks as if it's been pried out.
Okay.
Umbra's going to take a bit of a stealthy approach as he goes to the next area.
I'm gonna do the same as I go to one of these open doors over here.
Umbra, you see a huge amount of paperwork, very old scrolls, all shoved into various bookcases in this antechamber beyond. They seem to be deeds of houses.
Are these the houses of like the main royal families?
They are. You can take some time looking further, but on an initial glance, they seem to just be lots of different regular houses, but all across the empire.
Hmm. That sounds like something to come back to later. Umbra will swiftly return and get ready to venture deeper.
Jean-Javier, you find a storeroom. It has several. It looks like older, discarded statues of the bull. A couple of chests. There's some silver cutlery and plates and stuff piled in a few corners.
First off, I would like to check the chests to see if they're trapped.
Perception check, please.
19.
It is not trapped.
Okay. I would like to see if I can open the chests.
It is locked.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna go let Tomas be like, go tell Umbra that there's some locked chests down here. I'm gonna go check this room over here.
He gives you a little doggy salute. Goes over to Umbra. Trust! Trust!
And
Open, please. He just like he grabs a hem of your clothing and starts trying to tug you over here.
Umbra will pull it back, and I do not need to be pulled along. You're not a child. Just lead me there.
And he leads you over to the chest and is just like very pointedly looking at it, kind of like you know how a dog would just point with the snoots.
Yeah. Umbra will drop to a knee and look over the chest first, also looking for any traps.
Yeah. You can also roll for perception and roll your thieves' tools. Jean Javert, you find a room. It's a little nicer looking than the antechamber that you just came from. Seems like whoever lies or lied in this coffin was a little bit more well respected.
Crystal in the head.
There is a crystal, but it is very faded. It's lost a lot of its luster.
And there's a shelf. Is there anything of note on the shelf, or is it just the sarcophagus? That's the only thing.
Inside, on the shelf, is a couple of very dusty glass bottles. You can't quite tell with the dust if there is anything inside them. You also see several documents in there as well, like very old scrolls.
Press the digitation on the bottles.
Poof! Dust is gone. Two of them are full of a light greyish translucent liquid, and one is empty.
Okay, can I attempt to identify the grayish liquid?
Yes, you can. It would be Arcana or possibly Nature.
Okay. I'll go with Arcana as I just kind of like I just pop open the cork and I just give it like a little sniff.
It is a potion that is fairly well known. It is a brew of Babel. It is a potion that allows you to speak and understand, but not read or write a specific language if you're choosing for 1 hour.
Okay, so it's like half of a comprehend languages with a ability to let me speak languages as well.
Yeah, you can speak and understand, but you can't read or write for 1 hour,
Okay.
and it's one specific language. As in, like...
Only one specific.
Yeah, you drink it and you think of a language, and then you will be able to speak and understand that language.
Okay. And then I'm going to take my knife and pry out the crystal from the sarcophagus.
Yep, it is very, very faded, but it does appear to maybe be an old sapphire.
Okay. And sorry, you said scrolls?
Yes, there are scrolls here as well.
Okay, what are they?
Most of them are your very generic, interesting deed polls for houses. Just seems like just regular houses, but there's one in the capital city of Apraberg. There's one all the way down in Ustari. They even own property in O'Shane.
Okay.
But among them is a spell scroll.
Of?
Rolling Vampire Touch.
Okay. I'll double check if that's on
Vampiric
my...
touch.
I'll double check if I can cast that, but I'll go ahead and pocket that for right now.
It is on a wizard's class list.
Okay.
And back to Umbra. No traps. You're able to unlock the chest, and inside is 200 gold pieces. In a bag.
Yeah, Umbra just snags them up for now. Nothing else of note in there. He's going to return.
These silvered plates do catch your eye.
Oh.
As well, it's Thomas is
Ooh.
making them look kind of obvious because he doesn't want to touch them because silver is pretty bad for werewolves.
Yeah, how many are there? Because Umbra will toss them in his set pack.
There's a stack of 6. They're regular dinner plate sized.
6, perfect. Umbra will
There's a couple of
probably emerge around the same time as Jean Javert.
Yeah, there's 3 silvered knives as well, just regular like butter knives.
Yeah.
Useless for combats, unless you want to very lightly bonk someone. And you just hear Tomasca like grrr.
There's 3 knives, perfect. Umbra will just look down. Gold and silver. We'll distribute the wealth afterwards. For now, we have a vampire to kill.
Alright, well, after you.
What's the rest of the party been up to? Sniffing around the entrance to the totally normal regular room ahead?
Just waiting.
Yeah, definitely not actually going in, but like peeking around the corner a little bit, seeing that there's just like a hallway on either side, and it's like, okay, I'm not going any further without somebody without somebody who can melee. I'm not an idiot.
Yep. I assume that when the 6 of you are all together again is when you'd think about entering into the totally regular corridor.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll actually let a couple people go ahead of me into the totally regular corridor and like try to stay in the middle of the pack.
Jean Javert will be all the way at the back.
My God.
The back of the
You
pack.
guys. I'll go in the front then.
Alright, which way are we going? Left or right?
I mean, I'll go right immediately just to see what's there.
Umbra, get in line.
All the while, I'm keeping an eye out for danger string.
Roll a perception check for danger string, please.
Ouchie wire.
Ouchie wire.
You're looking up for traps, I assume you mean.
Yes, both physically and magically, because of detect magic.
Yes. Thomas will take out off the rear, protecting Jean Javert just in case any traps decide to sneak up behind them.
Oh my God, it is a maze.
If you play your cards right, you might even meet David Bowie.
Hold on, guys. I think we are inside a maze, and it would be unwise to proceed without planning.
Does anyone have chalk? Or
You're gonna have to pay me back for this one. I'm just letting you know. I'm
I
gonna
have
take out my
neither.
inkwell, and I'm gonna start pouring a line behind us as
Oh,
we walk.
that's so wasteful. You could just put dots at
Oh,
turns.
you're paying me back for this.
I am not. That
This
is not a reasonable business expense.
Jean Javert has already been spilling it. Unfortunately, unless you want a safety way out of here, then it looks like you're gonna have to make the investment. You can afford it, I'm pretty sure.
How much is a damn pot of ink?
It's expensive.
Well, she can afford, but she doesn't want to. That's the difference.
Yeah, like I'm not bankrolling every stupid decision that you make. Let's be real.
But aside from that, Gingerbread, Thomas, can you smell the way to our friends?
Well, I smell as big monster.
And how does it smell like?
Smells like it's sleeping. It smells musty, like an animal.
Look, the longer we do this, the more time they have for this thing to wake up, or for the idiot to escape. Let us
Well,
press forward.
the thing is, this big monster is probably guarding the way out.
What's the range of detect magic again?
30 feet.
As long as it's not interrupted by like what is it?
1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead. For some reason, thought land, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Good to know, because the walls are about a foot thick.
Okay.
So, do we follow aimless or do we go towards the monster?
I think we're trying to get to the other side, or find wherever Sabal is. The bastard has something coming to him. Let us just keep in marching order.
And because Davina is like that, if she might peek down a couple of hallways that people don't go down, but she's going to use her steel mirror to do so.
Okay.
Yeah, Umbra will more or less just go double check hallways. Like, he's not being overly stealthy. Like, he'll peek the corner, but not like trying to move overly stealthily in his approach, knowing that he can just find the ink trail to find the others.
I really should set up dynamic lighting.
I did it for this map specifically. It is a right pain in the ass if you get it wrong.
Yep.
My advice, if you're going to do dynamic lighting on any map, do the walls separately and do not join them into one room, because you bugger one tiny bit up, you have to delete the entire dynamic lighting setup for that room. And I buggered up this entire labyrinth, so I had to redo it all. It took me like half an hour.
Yeah, maybe
Oh
not
my
actually.
Certain maps it's good, but for these ones it can be a bit tedious.
It's a dead end.
That's fine by me.
Just losing track a little bit of who's trying to look where, so if I don't reveal
Ren.
something, just give me a sec.
Ren and the very confusing, very bad, not good day of D&D.
They had weeks to confirm that this is what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I thought it would just be cool. Umbra, are you checking for traps?
I would say he's like not actively, but more just passively.
Okay, so if a trap happens to beat your passive perception in terms of requirement,
Then it goes off.
Yeah, in terms of
It would pass an
13, he will just
investigation.
walk into
Yeah.
it.
Especially since Oh goodness, you have the lowest passive perception in the party.
I
Yeah.
think it would be passive investigation for traps, wouldn't it?
it's
Yeah,
for perception.
it's
but-
passive.
Yeah, 14 would be my passive investigation.
So roll me a dexterity saving throw, please. Because you have just activated the first trap card.
Can I use my side-bolstered neck for saving throws? Or is it
Does it-
just
does it
ability
say save?
checks?
What does the skill say?
Ability check using... No, it's only ability checks. So at 13.
So a bunch of spikes jut out from the walls. Sorry, from the floor because you're in a junction. But you are narrowly able to dodge some of them as the DC was 12. You take half damage.
You have evasion now, right?
No, I have uncanny dodge.
Evasion's
Evasion's,
level
I think,
7.
next level. Or 7, yeah.
I think it's 6.
Yeah, so it'd be... No, 5.5. So it'd round down to 5.
So first trap marked with Umbra's blood.
It's here.
Okay. Cool. Well, I didn't want to draw it.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
That's probably smart.
Oh no, Umbra's dead!
Anyway.
It disemboweled Umbra.
Yeah, so Umbra's at that point going to walk back, begrudgingly,
Thanks for taking
to
over
rejoin with
trail,
the
by
group
way.
and just... Oh, shoot. My
You
thing
doing alright
didn't-
there, Umbra? You're looking like you're limping a little.
The place is trapped.
Really?
Well, yeah, that's why Anissa's checking it out first. Were you not looking where you were going?
Keep up this line of questioning. You may find yourself with a knife at your throat some night.
I'm just an inquisitive little wizard over here. That's my entire shtick. Are you really gonna stab me for being an inquisitive little boy, Umbra?
There is just silence. There is just the blank reflection of Umbra's mask as he just stares at you, and you can feel the daggers being stared.
Oh yeah, Jean Javier is aware.
Anissa, as you reach a door, you hear groaning coming from beyond.
Their keyhole?
Nope, just a handle.
There's a door here. Would we like to go through it?
You don't see any traps.
I don't know whether I trust that.
You got a 19 in your perception. Trust in yourself.
The last time I did that, I was the only individual responsible for killing people in Curse of Strahd. Not even Strahd killed people.
That is true, but you did roll a 12 that time, so...
The fact you remember.
Because you were one off the DC. And it really pained me to kill all of you. Well, not really.
Ah! Friends!
There are 5 cages, one of which is open, and 4 zombies in 4 locked cages inside this room. As you enter, they begin to grasp out at you, trying desperately whilst groaning to give you a really big friendly hug.
Can I
No.
medicine check them?
Sure.
Just for like, I believe like Cain would be like interest in how they work, kind of way.
Yep, go for it. Roll a medicine check. Yeah, they seem just like bottom of the barrel, like rotting undead. They almost they're an accident of being created. No one's really caring for these guys. But you see in the corner there's a couple of brushes to like brush up dust, as well as a couple of mops and buckets. And you think that these guys may be the caretakers.
Hmm.
Is this statue here?
Yes, I was just trying to get to that. There is a rather notable statue just attached to the wall as you enter, with a distinctly actively glowing green gem in the forehead.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Small knife. I'm gonna pry it underneath the edge here and just pop it out.
You have a green gem.
Green gem.
Does this thing, this cell, has anything like? Because I'm seeing a note here.
Yeah, that was just part of the map.
Okay.
Inside there is a couple of bones that look gnawed on.
Ooh.
With the crystal out, does that affect the zombies in the cages?
No.
Oh well. I got a green gem. Once Cain is out, Jean Javier is just gonna close the door.
It is a glowing green gem. Looks magical.
Is it?
Anissa's radar is definitely pinging.
Okay. I'll double check it. I'll Arcana
Uh-huh.
22.
You get the sense that this gem is used for potentially unlocking something. It's like a pass
Alright.
stone.
Hmm.
Okay. I'll hold on to it. I'm still closing the door.
Yep. The groans are lesser, but they have not gone away. Nisa,
Ugh.
you spot a trap here.
So not there, but the square above.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's...
I will point that out to pass down the line.
Umbra.
What kind of trap is it?
Anissa notices the danger wire and sees that there are some very subtle holes in the walls. And your back twinges with recent memories.
I don't know, I'm guessing like, the children's adventure books. Indiana Gnome, there's sticks from the wall and all that. I'd assume it's that.
Umbra squeezes by everybody to kind of get up and looks.
See?
Takes a look
That-
around. Now that he knows of it and what it does he think he can disarm it safely without risk to himself?
Yeah, it looks like a fairly simple trap. You can definitely tell where the spikes would emerge, so you're able to avoid it.
I can give you guidance.
Yeah. Umbra will attempt to disarm without activating.
Thieves' tools, please.
Still using dexterity.
Yes.
25.
You follow the danger string to where it connects to the wall, and you see that it just latches onto a trigger. You simply unhook the string from the trigger, and the string falls flat to the ground. The spikes jump out of the wall and then slide back in, now disarmed.
Nice.
Umbra just gives a nod.
Get the sense that you would be approaching the end of the labyrinth as a whole, but it appears you have reached a dead end to get there.
The amount of ink.
Honestly, quite impressive that one bottle can hold so much ink.
I'm gonna say that I don't have ink anymore after this.
Yeah.
Let's check for secret doors.
Ooh, is it that end again?
I'm gonna go over to this side, and I'm just gonna check this wall real quick.
Yep, you can check it for investigation, I take it. Secret walls.
Uh,
I mean doors.
okay. 26.
You know how, like, in cartoons, you can always tell which item is going to move because it looks a bit different?
Mm-hmm.
You're looking, and there's just this one stone that looks just a bit too perfectly round in this wall. You press it.
Yeah.
The whole wall kind of becomes a bit uneasy. It's supported on hinges on your right side, but it transforms into a door.
I think I found it.
Neat.
Fear my art skills.
I'm terrified.
And you appear to reach the end of the labyrinth. And I think before I reveal the rest, now is a good time to take our break.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good idea. 'Cause I need the coffee.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I need one too. Let's get back together at 5 past the hour.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right.
See you then. So, when you finally reach the end of the labyrinth, you see a rather large room with two big bull statues. Each of them appears to be kneeling down over something.
Jean Javert gestures to Anissa towards the room.
What would Anissa want to do?
Have a look around. Just because, in their mind, this is a Yastari building in a non-Yastari country.
It is odd, is it not?
Mm.
You see that on the chest of each bull statue is an inscription. It looks like some form of poem. It is written in Elven.
Oh, I speak.
As does Anissa. Do you want to read the left or right one first?
Oh, we'll go with the left. Why not?
The left one, the forehead clearly has a shining gem in its forehead currently, and this is what it says. Yes, that is a heart that the bull is leaning over.
How
And
big
what
is the
does
gem?
It's about 5 inches big.
It's the same size of the ones that Gingerbread has.
It's the same size as the green one.
Jean Javert did not show you that he took it.
Well, Jean Javert,
Like,
it
you
is the
all were
same
leaving
size
the
as the
room.
green. And as I think you're about to ask, the right one says this. And that is a liver that it appears to be kneeling over.
Where are these handouts if close them?
Handouts, lore/plot, and then there's a folder for Underread Manor.
This is also very weird to be under the Reed Manor.
Isn't it?
Umbra will, staying kind of back against the wall, is going to examine the heart. Is it look fresh?
It is a statue. It is a coloured stone.
Okay.
That part looks more symbolic.
Anybody read the inscriptions?
I mean, they're elven, so yeah.
Can I try to recollect any information about the Yostari in terms of, like, I don't know, it, like, any type of, like, ancient history about Yostari?
Sure, you can roll a history check.
18.
The Yastari people are famously, even before the Empire was formed, very closed off, but very peaceful for the most part. They worshipped many creatures of the earth. As you know, allegedly, the royal family have even taken creature spirits into themselves as some form of way of reincarnating themselves.
So it'd be pretty odd if they were considered peaceful to write verses like this.
Yeah.
Is there a certain point in the history that I can recall where they may have, like, strayed away from that, or if there was, like, different, like, subsect maybe?
About 300 years ago, there was a count by the name of Suedo who came to Yastari and ingratiated himself into the royal family, and for the first time in a very long time, Yastari decided to go to war.
But that's more, like, how recent is that comparatively?
That was 300 years ago, so about 150, I think, years before the founding of the empire.
Okay. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark. Just because I'm like that. I'm gonna go over to the heart. Can I see if there's any indents or grooves in the heart that would show that there's like a slot for something to go in, like let's say a knife or something blade-like? Or is the heart whole?
The heart is whole, yes.
Hmm. Yeah, Jean Javert is gonna shrug.
I'm just gonna walk up a bit, kind of see what's ahead a little bit, but also see if there's anything on the backs.
You notice that there is a very large door which is shut just beyond. Surrounded by 8 braziers, 2 of which are lit.
What's in the room to the left here?
It is some form of surgery or prison, with a storeroom beyond that for supplies. And on the other side, Cain, you see a study. Looks quite recent, well used.
I want to look at the papers and what they entail.
At the very top of the mess on the desk, there's a familiar name that catches your eye on a letter.
Umbra?
I would say in the time that you did that, Umber would have time to take his glove off and prick his finger, eh? Specifically his left hand, the ring finger. And then is just going to massage to produce a single drop of blood to have it fall upon the heart.
It sinks into the hearts, but nothing else appears to happen.
So it does absorb it.
In this way that stone normally would absorb.
Okay.
Very dry stone absorbs liquid.
With that, Umbra will put away his blade and then move over to see what he's being called for.
Well, I think because my interest here, and I hand you the letter.
Do you want to read it out?
Honored knave, I have received your instructions alongside the materials, and shall adapt accordingly. The new emperor has, as predicted, surrounded himself with sycophants and hedonism. When the time is right, we will be able to succeed. I am also sending additional help to our efforts in Thescaron. I anticipate interesting changes there soon. By the light of the hand, Joker. Umbra reads it over. Does he know of anything happening in Thresgon other than the quarantine of the place?
Nope. There is that big old disease that is like kind of eating away at magic.
Umbra will pocket the letter.
Is there any other document would think that catch my attention?
There is a very old drawing of the entryway with the 2 bulls, with the door behind being framed. But in this case, the door is open, so it's like a clear hallway, and you see that both bulls have a gem in their forehead. The drawing itself is done in black and white, so you can't tell what color the other gem is.
I think the other bull needs a gem on its head to function for whatever this place is meant to do.
Potentially. There's other means. There's a good chance you are correct, though. With that, Umbra's going to walk out into this area. I'm going to go take a look up here.
I'm gonna be checking the storeroom over here.
Cool. There are a lot of very old, dusty bits of medical equipment in the storeroom. It appears as if you estimate it was a good year or so ago that this was being used, but somebody has dissected some things here, and there's much of the equipment that you would require for that purpose. There's there's like hacksaws, lots of bandages, whetstones for sharpening the tools, a couple of pliers, things like that.
Okay. All right.
Umbra, you see inside there is a sarcophagus. Cain, as you're just approaching behind Umbra, as he's about to take a step forward, you notice his foot beginning to brush up against a line of danger wire.
Umbra?
Hmm?
I would stop if I were you and look before enter into unknown rooms. And I point
With the
out to the
prodding, Umbra will look down and I guess with the help see it.
Yep.
Can he see where now that he knows of it, can see where the things would come out? Or what would happen?
Yep, there is very, very small hole on one of the walls that looks like it would shoot out a dart of some form.
Then Umbra is going to attempt to disarm this again.
Right, thieves' tools, please.
24.
Like before, you kind of get down on the floor where the trap won't harm you. Disconnect the tripwire from the rest of the device. As the trap triggers, a small poison-filled dart just hits the wall opposite, and clatters to the ground uselessly.
Umbra will give a nod. I do owe you one.
I just
With
happy
that,
you're not dead.
he will enter, and looking at the coffins, is there gems in these ones?
There are not, no.
Okay. There's no gems here. I'll have to look elsewhere. Just empty coffins.
Can I take the dart with the poison?
Yeah.
Okay.
With enough traps having happened in this area still being seemingly unsafe, can Umbra be more cautious about traps?
I would advise that.
So I get to roll for that?
Yep, so that is it's investigation, I believe, for traps.
Okay. Well, Umbra is not doing too good.
I can help you.
He was destined to trip over traps. What
Yeah.
a good rogue.
I think it's very funny that our rogue can disarm them but cannot see them.
Yep.
And neither of these statues have gems in them.
No. The drawing did seem to indicate that the gems were hidden somewhere in the labyrinth.
Okay.
Real quick,
this-
I just want to check something.
Hmm.
I'm gonna use prestidigitation to chill the stone heart.
You hear a thunk from the room beyond. Umbra, you kind of jump back slightly as the torch directly next to you goes out.
As Umbra jumps back, he has a torch in his hand as he was going to go light it. Well, guess I'm not getting fire from that one.
Then I'm gonna go over to the liver, and I'm gonna use prestidigitation again, but this time I'm gonna use it to warm it.
As Umbra is approaching the other brazier, you hear a thunk, and this one goes out too.
There's just a audible sigh as Umbra puts the torch away.
And the one eye that remains on this quite old statue begins to pulse red.
I recommend everyone get away from the statues. Everyone get away from the statues.
It's not.
Sure.
It's more of like a gentle pulse.
I'm just afraid they're gonna go off somehow. Like this one's clearly like it's fire, it's ice. I'm just afraid that they have an ability to detonate. So I'm just gently encouraging people not to be standing directly in front of them.
Well,
And the left one didn't have the eye activate like that?
Nope.
Cain and I did find a drawing. It seems there's a key or gem something hidden within the labyrinth. We might have to return into it to go searching for it.
I'm gonna take the green gem out of my pocket. Is it roughly the same size, or is it too small?
It is the same size and shape.
I'm gonna use, because I'm a tabaxi, I have climb speed. So I'm going to just kind of grab, sink my claws into some of the stone. I'm guessing because of how rugged these look, that they've
Yeah.
gone a little porous.
Yeah,
So
for
I'm going
sure
to
you
use
can do
that to so I'm just going to kind of climb up to the head. And I'm going to fit the green gem into the head slot.
The gem does sink in. It does fit, but the eye flashes twice, as if to say,
Okay.
What if I use prestidigitation to change the color to red?
The eye stops flashing,
Mm?
and the door begins to creak open.
Jean Javert just kind of straddling the horns, just lifting his paws up, goes, "Save your applause, don't worry about it. It's just humble old me thinking with the good old wizard noggin right here.
And
Turns out being an inquisitive little boy did indeed keep me from getting a knife in my back."
Just humour me with this, Jean Javert. What happens if you stop changing the colour of that gem?
Well, I would assume that whatever door just opened would close.
And there's a time limit on prestidigitation, right?
It is up to 1 hour, and it is
Yeah, you can hold
non-concentration.
You can. You basically you cast it, and then you just, as long as you don't cast it again, you're good for a bit. Depending on the effect.
We're just on a time.
I don't think it's gonna take us an entire hour.
I did say I would put a knife to your throat. I won't knife you in the back, it'll be in the front.
Oh,
You've earned that much.
well, I would like you to look me in the eyes at least when you do it, so I appreciate that.
And where is the door that open again?
Right here. Kind of door.
Like, can we check the wound left before?
There are a
Same
lot
old.
of coffins.
Okay.
As the door finally finishes grinding open, it opens into a long, dark hallway. At first, the ground upon which you are treading is fairly easy to walk upon, but then it ends up devolving more and more into very large slabs with breaks in them, as if an earthquake has hit. And then you see lights towards the end, and people.
Anyone we recognize?
There's Hayden Hepburn, who appears to be unconscious.
Remind me, who's Hayden again? A bit
That's
foggy.
my baby sister.
I know, sorry, I was being facetious there.
Oh, sorry. I don't always get tone, so.
She is prone on some form of rather lavishly decorated stone slab. Behind is River Reed, and standing close to what looks like a doorway into the abyss is a masked figure with greasy blonde hair and an easy smile.
It's the ball! We finally meet.
And is this symbol in the ground?
Yes, but it's very old, it's faded, it doesn't look active.
Okay.
And surrounding them you see, hooded figures with cute little daggers that are just going, River will turn. They have arrived. You win the bet. Horvald is dead. Sabal will turn away from this abyss with eyes and walk up towards you. Hello? Welcome. I am so glad that you could make it on time. Oh, I believe
Well,
you.
if we received an invitation, I feel like you could have avoided potential tardiness.
Look, let's cut the pleasantries and get to business, will we? I don't know what you are doing with Harper, but it is not against going to my specifications or plans. I suggest you stop.
I believe my boss would like to have a few words with you. After that,
Your boss.
we'll see. He gestures to the abyss beyond.
I don't like the abyss. Okay.
The abyss
Are
is
we
an equal
not?
opportunity employer.
I promise, upon my own life, that no harm shall come to you, provided you are willing to hear out my boss.
I take it this is the Joker you are talking about.
The Joker is my subordinate. And he is in Miesling. This is the great Odeus Avamari. Lich, vampire, god. Unfairly banished.
Banished by whom?
The heretic. Keegan Versailles.
Do I recognize that name?
Which name? Odeus Avamari.
Evermari.
You would need to roll a history or religion check.
It was. I think you were there when Umbra did say that that is the real name of Count Pseudo. So that was established a few sessions back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do have that in my note that Umbra knew that.
Yeah. I have to.
So I think that was in one of the meetings with the princess.
Yeah.
Well, if this really is the puppet master and who I am against, then let us talk face to face. I know no fear. And with that, Umbra will start walking towards.
It's not that Davina's not afraid, but her concern for her sister outweighs any concern she has for her own personal safety, so she is also going forward.
As you get closer and closer, the air pressure begins to feel different. Something that has your hairs standing on end about this. It is, in front of you is a just flat piece of ground that looks as if it's emerging into an abyss or a platform, and when you look, it's like gravity shifts and everything that was down is now sideways. It spins your head to look. Sabal will gesture to the platform.
Is my sister, is she just asleep?
She is just asleep, and she notably has no fang marks, other than the ones that were inflicted on her a few days ago.
Umbra walks forward. No. Not even looking back, not even second guessing himself for a second. There's an air of just self-assuredness about him. Self-importance, self-grandiose.
I'm gonna take off my amulet of protection and put it around Hayden's neck before I go.
Okay.
Which will give her 1d4 on any save she has to make while I'm gone. Including, hopefully it's not a thing, but death saving throws are included in that.
Is there anyone who's not approaching?
Me.
Ooh.
Jean Javert sticking back.
Okay. Anissa, you're very notably not approaching.
Absolutely not.
Why is that?
Someone just got called a heretic. And it's
Oh,
throwing her.
You don't have to follow, Davina. You have your family to worry about. I will talk to this god.
Davina, in a rare moment of actually maybe being a good person, question mark, just silently walks in with you.
The platform ends in 1 step. As in 5 feet time.
Okay, are we supposed to just walk off the edge?
As Umbra reaches there, you start to see the faint eyes in the void move, look down at you. Welcome to my home. How do you like its look?
Homes are simply places of rest.
I have not.
You
had
can model it.
rest. I have not had rest in hundreds of years.
Model it however you wish. What is your goal? What are your aspirations? Let's get to the heart of things. I do not care about superficial things.
My name is Odeus Avamari, and I wish to return to the land from which I was banished. Your world.
And why
Go
is
on.
that?
A heretic took my throne. He neutered my people. He teaches falsehoods.
Does he?
Versailles, as you call it now, is mine.
Is it? From whence did you come? Here?
I have always been. And I will always be. I am ancient, more ancient than the mountains. The land is mine, and I am the land.
Yet you were defeated and banished.
Heretical magic. Stolen from other realms. I sink through the void, lingering in the abyss. I yearn to return, to kill Keegan Versailles and his children, and his children's children.
Well, a bit late on that one. Versailles has died. His children yet live.
I am merciful. I will not kill all of his children. Those who will aid me will get great rewards. What about you? What do you want, man?
I was told to come speak with you. I am known as Umbra. I have moved against you. I have killed some of your lackeys.
I know. I know all of your names.
Then, in such a case, what offerings do you have of us if we are to aid you?
My influence is finite, but empire spread, fueled by ancients. There is no limit to what can be accomplished if you help us.
Then am I to, by this metric, believe that you are the seat of the Astarian power.
No. It is not from I that they get their longevity. I truthfully do not know where they get it from, but it is not of this land.
Such a shame. Killing them is going to still be a problem.
I have people working on it. I wish to kill Gideon or Ben more than any other prince or princess. Deliver him to me, and I will reward you lavishly. Help my servants to find out how to kill them, and I will give you North Brettle, is it not? And how about the South as well? Become the unifier.
Tempting. Very tempting. To see my home once again unified. But what of the rest of the land? If you know me, and if you are such a powerful god, you must know and see my insatiable greed.
There are options we can discuss. I need a vessel. Perhaps in time you may suffice when you are stronger.
I thought you were the land. You need a vessel?
Grass is the land, and yet it needs blades. A tree is the land, and yet it needs its bark. I need feet upon which to walk. A vessel to contain my soul.
You have such a thing, then. A soul?
Everything has a soul. My body was destroyed by the heretic, and it is only my soul that remains. My hunger for vengeance, for power, for returning.
Become one vessel, you would hollow it out and fill your own soul within it. Any individuality would be dead.
There is room enough for two souls in one body, believe me. Look at your friend over there, River Reed. They are not one body. They are not one soul, sorry. They are one body and two soul.
So to have two souls, one would have dominance at a time.
Yes. One listens to the other. They exchange. River wanted to live longer, experience more, and sought out Mercury's help. And into Mercury was placed the soul of the listener. A long dead servant. You may
Well,
know
Davina?
You may know them by their given name. Collier.
Oh?
I was just looking it up, I forgot. Collier, the Ruined.
Do I have to do a history check? It's not ringing a bell. Hold on.
Your one-shot characters would know who that is.
Fuck! Maybe Davina would know. Can I do a history check? See if...
Yeah.
She went to school. She went to college.
She might be really
Not a very good
tough.
college.
I think-
Her professor thought she was real cute. Okay, let's just say that.
I'm not so sure that we would know it because from the one shot, the whole point was like there was zero information outside of like what they knew firsthand because there was like no evidence left behind.
They were trying something out in Yastari, that's for sure.
This is one of your servants, the listener.
Yes. They have
Interesting.
been trying to bring me back for over 100 years.
Wow, if they've been trying for over a century, I'm not sure we'll have much more luck.
Every day, my servants' knowledge grows. They may have succeeded in killing Keegan Versailles, and they will succeed in this too.
What are your thoughts, Davina? Should we aid this eldritch entity?
Davina gives you a look like she doesn't want to say her thoughts in front of an eldritch entity.
May we have time to consider this? There are multiple of us, and it seems only the two of us decided to approach. Or were brave enough.
It's a very narrow platform.
I was debating making it, like, trying to stretch the map out to make it wider, but it made the guy look like small Keanu.
Small Keanu is very
The tiniest
intimidating.
eldritch entity you've ever seen in your life. He's so small. He's so adorbs.
He was very wide. He was a chunky boy. You may discuss amongst yourselves, but before you go, I will give you a taste of what may be to come. Umbra, in your head you see a vision of yourself unmasked, dressed in regal garments, very richly adorned. You sit on a throne. The very familiar, warm baking sun of the Brattles shines down upon you. In front of you there is a throne room where thousands bow down to you, swearing their fealty only to you. You rub your chin. Each finger contains multiple golden rings. The vision fades. Davina, you see yourself standing on the balconies of Oricia Castle. You feel a sense of peace in yourself. You feel something heavy and yet so light upon your head. From behind you, someone comes up and wraps strong, warm arms around you and plants a kiss on your neck. The vision fades. You may discuss.
Umbra will nod and turn.
I assume the pair of you step down from the platform and probably go meet up with Anissa and the others. Now this is time for a huddle.
Look, sound doesn't escape out of a huddle.
I'm assuming you like go all the way back down.
Yeah, probably best if Anissa's not going to go up.
Oh,
Alright.
absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Alright.
Well,
I take my amulet back from Hayden.
I want to ask first, in this time, what is the vibe, the feeling that Cain is having being in his place, taking in mind like all his quote unquote connection with the things he had.
I mean, how are the group feeling?
Just to verify, this was all spoken out loud, like we could hear the
Yes.
eldritch entity.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you have some sort of like extrasensory perception that would surpass a really high deception check. Davina's playing it pretty close to the vest while we're here.
No, I'm not talking about the mental visions. I'm
Oh,
talking
no,
about
sorry.
as it was speaking.
No, I meant Mavis. Mavis.
Umbra still is just carrying himself with that sense of grandiose and self-importance.
When you close
Davina's-
your eyes, you can almost still see the throne room beyond.
Well, what are your thoughts? You have all heard what was offered to us.
Well, I just have to say that I don't necessarily put much efforts, especially in shadowy other side beings from the great beyond offering power, because that usually leads to monkey paw situations, you know?
Well, in my case, I don't know what they show you, but the only thing that I want in life, they cannot give to me. Besides having ties with deities is not something I'm after.
Make this a real huddle.
Shit, can we get Aubrey to close off the last corner?
Yes. How about you, Davina?
I mean, I've never been particularly religiously inclined, but then again, for the right price, I feel like everyone has their price, don't they? But then again, you have to wonder if at a certain point something seems too good to be true. Whether it is or not.
How about you, Anissa?
You really have to ask. No. Absolutely fucking not.
What? You not yearn for anything?
No.
You have all you could ever wish for, then.
I stopped wishing for things a long time ago.
And if we refuse, we are fighting people in front of gods. Or a god, at least. This could potentially go very badly.
And if I were just out of character real fast, there was a lich? Sabal here's a lich, or?
He was introducing a Deus Eva Mari.
Okay.
So he was referred to as a vampire lich god.
Okay, so we have a
Yes,
vampire
this is
lich god in the void.
Not a real deity. He was once just a guy, and he has now delusions of grandeur that are maybe earned, maybe not earned.
And besides, if he was so powerful, he would not be trapped.
Yeah, he wouldn't need help, right? He wouldn't need help.
Exactly.
Not necessarily. You have to remember that, like, anybody, especially a powerful being, can still be shackled. It's just that the shackles right now are the only thing kind of keeping the difference between us and them.
But yeah, basically because we are in a room with all these powerful, like, beings, including a actual god, Davina ain't gonna talk shit about shit. She is, like, playing it very close to the vest, doing that thing where she's like, I mean, I could be bot, and then just starts playing with her nails, like...
I think priority number 1 is Hayden's safety. Perhaps we could have them give up Hayden as a gesture of goodwill, and then get back to them.
I'll go speak with them about that now.
We need to make sure we are all on the same page. If this goes south, it goes south fast.
Certainly. Everyone alright with me collecting my sister?
Yes, of course.
So what are the let's just lay this down just so I understand just real quick. So what are the terms of collecting Aubrey?
I think just a token of goodwill, like,
Yeah, we're just gonna walk up and be like, yeah, it's a show of goodwill. We're taking Hayden,
I'm taking my
and
sister home.
we're
Thanks.
leaving. See ya.
yeah,
Thanks for taking her from our home. That was super cool of you guys.
it's a way
Bye.
to prove. It's a way to prove that we are good with them. Like, we are not enemies or kind of shit. That he's not going to like fuck us.
If needed, one of us may have to stay behind. I am inclined to volunteer.
No. You stay behind, the rest of them are gonna be all up in arms and all that.
Let's not even offer that sort of thing unless they demand collateral.
No, hear me out. I'm willing to stick right back here because I feel that a lot of faith has been put towards me as far as helping us in our situations, getting us out of trouble and all that. So I think that it's only the right thing for me to be the selfless one for the moment.
I will stay.
Yes, I squint at Jean.
I will stay.
No, Thomas, no.
Well, either way,
I owe
this
you
still
my
doesn't
life.
resolve our. This doesn't resolve our primary issue. We still have a prince about to turn into a werewolf.
God damn it.
This entire side quest has
Oh,
been
right.
about.
I don't
Listen,
even
my
think it's a side
sister's right there. I don't, honestly, like, in the face of that, I really don't care about this fucking prince.
I actually think Kurt is the side quest at this point because this feels more main plotish.
Yeah, this is...
What about
Here's the
a
thing.
gigantic vampire lich god offering you to rule a country? Sounds like main quest to you, Gate.
Oh no, you know what? You're right. This is totally B plot. I'm sorry. I don't know what
Yeah,
I'm
this
thinking.
is Skyrim equivalent walking into Markarth and just walking into a random house. Congratulations, you are now the chosen of an eldritch being.
Yeah. Well, let's go speak to them. Shall we? See if we can't figure things out. If we are going to politely decline and leave, we do need to talk to them.
Jean Javert is actually gonna upstep Umbra a bit and head up here.
Oh, okay.
Sabal hasn't moved, so he's kind of like blocking the way, but seeing Jean Javert's insistence, gladly will let you through.
Jean Javert is gonna smile, his silver tooth glinting seemingly impossibly in the void of any light here. And he just tips his hat. And he says, now, I do think that I would like to do little negotiations, if you don't mind.
What do you have in mind? And which name do you prefer to go by these days?
Jean Javier is good enough. But I think that what I want to do is go ahead, let them go, let Davina take a sister. Meanwhile, you can have me.
For what reason?
Jean Javert like widens his arms, his staff in his hand, and he just smiles and he says, "Well, you see, unlike Umbra, who's only a bit greedy, I do want it all. For those who have wronged me just as they've wronged you. I think that you and I have certain alignments to where we can make sure that this land understands what happens when you make them turn to face the wrong things."
You are of no use to me here if you are that willing to work for me. You may go with the sister, and I will contact you via my servants about how you can help. And in return, you shall have anything. In your mind,
He's going,
Jean Javert. Sorry, no, you can go ahead first.
"Oh, no, you go ahead. I was just gonna do like a walk-off thing, but
Oh,
if you're
okay,
gonna do
cool.
something before that."
He will similarly give you a vision of a possible future. You are in a court. It seems familiar. You've often performed in them, but now you are watching someone else. They are desperately trying to produce a tenth of the magic that you are able to produce in order to amuse you, and it is clear that they know that they are not amusing you. With simply a sigh from you, the guards drag off the failed court magician. And you are handed a delicious, full-bodied glass of whiskey from a golden goblet. You stir it a few times without even thinking about it. Your mastery of magic is just that powerful now. And the vision ends.
Jean Javert will tip his hat and says, "I'll go ahead and await orders then. Thank you very much."
Farewell, Jean Javert. Sabal,
Oh.
let them take the sister and go. Sabal does like the biggest, deepest bow towards the void. And
Go.
nods.
Jean Javert, I don't think you truly understand the scope of my greed.
Looks like
With
we got
that,
ourselves agreed off.
Umbra reaches up, pulling back the hood to reveal the full helmet that he wears, reaching back to the clasp of it,
Face reveal. Face reveal.
and loosens it as he holds the mask and the helmet to his face before pulling it off. His brown hair, about a bit longer than expected, as he kind of shakes his head. For you see, I want it all. The kingdom is mine. I am Jericho Tien, Prince of North Bradle. So, I don't just want to work for you. I will kill you. Because you are in my way. And with that, he is going to try and drive a psychic blade into Jean Javert.
Guys!
Jean Javert does not wear armor, nor does he have mage armor.
Yeah, no, this is a problem. This is a problem. Okay.
This is gonna hurt.
This is gonna be a problem. You shouldn't have come up here, Javier. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay.
I told you I would knife you in the front, and I don't deal well with rats.
Yeah, no,
17.
you hit me.
Oh no!
This is this would technically be a surprise, so advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you know that. Yeah, unless that first roll would have been a natural one, you would have hit me.
Yeah. So that's going to be 24 psychic damage.
So Ren,
Mm-hmm.
I do just want to ask.
Yeah.
So, you know my HP.
Yep.
Do I hit the ground immediately, or do I get something?
I will absolutely give you something.
As you do this, Jean Javert's gonna like lurch over. Obviously, like no blood, no like ripping of the clothes, as he just sees the psychic blade like in his chest. He's gonna like shakily reach up though, and like gently grab you on the shoulder. And then he's going to like look down, kind of like edging you to look down as well to his enclosed paw. And you see him open it up. And there's a small little cherry bomb inside of it. And then you see him snap his fingers as the fuse lights with prestidigitation.
No! No! Okay, okay. Do any of us are any of us able to react to this?
There's
then
just
he's
a
going-
smile on Jericho's face as he stares you.
And he's gonna just say, I'm just gonna let you know, when I die, I'm falling into that void. And I'm taking your fucking ring with me. And I think the caltrop cherry bomb explodes.
Yep. Did I say how much damage that did before?
You did not give me a damage number.
Okay. So that's
Good
going to
num-
be 3d10, please, Jean Javert.
Okay.
What is the range of that?
5 feet.
5 feet.
Okay.
So 21 damage.
So
This would
when you
outright
say
kill you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm willing to go down if it means that I get to scar that pretty little face of his.
I'm gonna say, yeah, because where is this going off then?
Oh, immediate, like it's still in my hand. I'm holding,
Okay.
like my hand's on your shoulder. You're next to me. I have this. It's blowing up in our faces.
Okay. 21 damage isn't enough to outright do much. I'll drop to 7 HP. But Ren, are you okay? What hand do you have on like what arm? Or what shoulder? Sorry.
Oh, your right shoulder. So it's my left to your right.
Yeah. That shoulder, if you're okay, because I think this is noteworthy and everything, just blows the arm off.
Squeeze me? Your arm comes off?
Oh, it's an explosion at the arm.
Are you willingly losing your arm? Because
Yeah, I'm totally down to lose an arm.
I say that's a good payment for killing a friend.
And then I'm going to take, like, my limp body is just gonna, like, take the blast and, like, fall off the edge.
Umbra just Jericho, sorry, cracks his neck as the dust settles.
So I
as the
will
dust
say
is-
that. Sorry, I did want to just note that ring of mind strengthening, that's going down with my body.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
And you...
Sorry, do you mean like the ring of mind shielding that he has, or the mind strengthening one?
The mind strengthening one that you told me to hold on to until we can get the curse off of it.
Oh, yeah.
And Jean Javert sinks into and is absorbed by the void beyond. Sabal just chuckles. You're all going to be so much fun to work with.
And Davina is just like, she's actually like, when the bomb went off, just has covered Hayden's body and like stays there for a good 5 seconds, like a good round after it's done going off, before she like stands back up.
Oh, it was a little 5-foot radius cherry bomb.
Yeah, I knew that it
What-
didn't actually like, but she like heard an explosion and just covered her sister with her own body.
As the dust
Oh, it-
settles, I think we're going to end it there for this week.
Oh my god, you guys!